This is Quick Set powered by Smart Power All 109. And earlier, we have seen University of Santo Tomas winning in 4 sets over the LaSalle College of St. Benilde. And of course, in just a moment, Enderun Colleges will be going up against Southern Store Melbourne. Final matchup will be between Ho Chi Minh City Volleyball Team contra Colegio de San Juan de Letran. You can catch the Shakey Super League National Invitationals live and free on pusupi.com. Join the community now. You can also watch on Shakey Super League Facebook page on TV at Solar Sports and at Shakey's restaurants nationwide. And that was Quick Sit powered by Smart Power All 109. Six teams will be battling out here in the 2026 Shakey Super League Collegiate National Invitationals. Enderun Colleges taking on our international guest team, which is Southern Store Melbourne, in our second game this triple header Monday. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome once again to the 2026 Shakey Super League Collegiate National Invitationals. Daphne Cristóbal here with Caitlin Bernal. And Caitlin, yesterday our international guest team, which is Melbourne, Australia, bagged their first victory, hoping to just really get back-to-back wins in 2 straight days.
Definitely, I'm sure they'll want to sort of continue their successful start to the tournament here. But at the same time, we have Enderun Colleges, who I'm sure will want to bounce back from yesterday's game.
All right, now let's see where the teams are at as of the moment. Their positionings, especially na UST, currently with a 2-0 record. Although they won in 4 sets kanina, challenge din sila ng CSB Lady Blazers. So itong CSB will fall into this 1-1 record, but Southern Store Melbourne currently with a 1-0. And now let's also recall, Caitlin, itong naging previous performance ng Enderun College kung saan kahapon they failed to secure a single set over University of Santo Tomas.
We saw UST's dominant performance in our match today, so I'm pretty sure that they'll want to sort of adjust their strategies and adjust their plays as they are up against another team that was part of the win column in yesterday's matches.
But you know, one of the lone bright spots of Enderun Colleges yesterday was one of their key scorers rising above. Itong si Klein Salvani, she delivered or chipped in 7 points against UST. So it's also interesting kung sino pa yung makakatulong niya sa larong ito.
We all know that there's always that key player in a team who really carries the attacks. But then again, if they want to sort of bounce back from their game yesterday, I wonder which one of her teammates will supplement her performance.
Meanwhile, for Southern Store Melbourne, this team bagged their first victory, winning in straight sets. Ang ganda ng consistency. Even actually, set number 1 was a tight matchup. It was an extended set 1, 26-24, and secured second and third, 25-21, 25-19.
And props to this team as well. They had to adjust to a different sort of playing style than what they're used to back in Australia. But seeing as how they performed yesterday, I'm sure that they'll want to replicate that same performance against Enderun Colleges.
Our Player in Focus is presented by pusupi.com. Make sure to join now for free. Sammy Pila, actually yesterday, one of the main girls really stood away for their team. She is our Player in Focus, contributing a dozen of production, 12 points, 10 attacks, 1 block, and 1 ace.
She definitely gave an all-around performance here for Australia. As what you said, 10 attacks, and she even notched in an ace right there. So similar to Enderun Colleges, let's see which one of her teammates will sort of try and supplement her efforts from yesterday's game.
I think big help na din talaga sa atin, no, for local teams to get this experience to go up against international teams like ito Melbourne, Australia. Coming up next, it's gonna be our second game as our international guest team, Southern Storm Melbourne, will be going up against Enderun Colleges in just a moment.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Introducing our officials for this match. First, referee Eddie De Jesus. Second, referee Erwin Luke Botero. Volleyball action continues here at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium, Manila. This is the Shakey Super League 2026 National Invitationals. It's a battle between Enderun Colleges versus Southern Storm Melbourne. And now, let us meet the starters. First, for Enderun Colleges. Beginning with their team captain, number 6, V. Botor. Middle blocker, number 1, Sofia Ramos. Setter, number 9, Ali Santos. Outside hitter, number 10, Klein Salvani. Another outside hitter, number 11, Ederlin Alba. Opposite hitter number 18, Ella Ma. Starting libero is number 8, SJ Barilla. And the head coach of Enderun, Ariel De La Cruz. And now presenting the starters for the team from Australia, Southern Storm Melbourne. Starting with their team captain, number 10, Isabella Manichevsky. Setter, number 5, Alana Edgley. Middle blocker, number 6, Bella Smith. Another middle blocker, number 9, Steph Van Bemmel. Outside hitter, number 11, Hillary Hannigan. Another outside hitter, number 20, Rebecca Porcott. Starting libero is number 7, Mila Smith. And the head coach of Southern Storm Melbourne, Carlo Paccioni. It's Enderun Colleges versus
Enderun
Southern
Colleges taking on the Southern Storm Melbourne for our second game in this triple header Monday. Starters for Enderun Colleges were joined by Santos, Alba, Ramos, Botor, Salvani, Ma, and Barilla. For Southern Storm Melbourne, Edgley, Bamel, Smith, Pocock, Hanagan, Matichevsky, and Smith as our starting libero. As our international guest team hoping to bag their second victory here in the tournament. Meanwhile, Enderun Colleges, they're eyeing to bounce back after that heartbreaker yesterday against University of Santo Tomas, unable to secure a single set. This set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite Titos Pizza, Chicken, and Mojos. Now their team captain, Isabella Matichevsky, scoring that service ace to open things up here on this ball game. Not the best first ball by Barilla in that sequence. And that quick set, that quick play will immediately work. That was courtesy of Smith.
Great quick attack play by Southern Storm Melbourne. I think right off the bat, Daphne, you can see that the players from Australia, they have this height advantage. All of them, I'm pretty sure, are above 5'9".
Yeah.
And their libero is probably like 5'7", 5'8". So quite a tall lineup that we have here, something that we're not really used to in Philippine teams, except I guess if you're LaSalle.
Yeah, actually imagine that immediate threat that they have been doing here at the net for Southern Storm Melbourne, and indeed it gets better each year, especially that we celebrated our golden anniversary at Shakey's last year. So that's when we visited a lot of provinces. Tayo naman yung dumayo from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and here this time around this season in the National Invitationals, kita din natin how others were invited, international guest teams, to be very specific, with Rebecca scoring another point. A massive run here for Southern Storm Melbourne, and a timeout will be called here. This is a 5-0 run. We've seen a couple of attempts coming from Althea Botor, pero it's so hard to penetrate, to go for those attacks in this tall lineup of Melbourne, Australia.
I think it's great that this year we're introducing international guests, because after all, the Shakey Super League is here to really advance volleyball in the country, especially for the girls, for the women, and I can only imagine how much our skill will develop as a volleyball country when we expose ourselves to different playing styles from different countries.
Seeing another back-to-back conversions here by Rebecca. Mas sending the ball over. Ganda rin ang depensa dito for Australia. Ball tap. 3 consecutive points by Rebecca.
Rebecca Pocock this seems like one of the key players here for Southern Storm Melbourne. Kitang-kita yung trust na binibigay sa kanya ng kanyang setter. as Enderun still looking for their first point here in our second match of the day.
Much needed one, a lucky break, but that will come from that attack which sailed out for SSM. And if you are a team who is in search of your first win, struggled in your opening game, which is Enderun College, how do you try to really respond here in this situation against this tall lineup of Australia?
I think it's definitely a matter of patience and observing, on trying to observe your opponent on how you can try and take advantage of any weakness if you spot any. But still, it's point by point that Enderun will have to sort of catch up here, since Southern Star Melbourne has really stamped their dominance in this set.
This is a 6-point advantage for Southern Storm Melbourne.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Back inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium here for our second game, 3-game lineup this Monday. It is just our day number 2, Caitlin, for our Shakey Super League Collegiate National Invitationals. Last year, over 6 consecutive game days actually. Tapos meron tayong 7 teams, dalawa din ang ating naging international guest teams. It was UST, were hailed as the inaugural champions. But this time around, we got 6 teams, dalawang international guest teams. Sabi nga natin on top of our broadcast, no, this is also a win-win situation for them to have, like, you know, an experience of our collegiate volleyball. Pero sa atin, malaking tulong talaga to, especially that we really want to upgrade our level of playing here in the Philippines.
Definitely. And I think Australia is a country that we don't see often, that we don't really go against in the Philippines, because usually, ano ba yung mga kinakalaban natin? Mga Southeast Asian countries. So, it's great to see a country from Oceania come here and experience Philippine volleyball.
Actually, this time around, unti-unting kuminsan na, kalaban na nga natin talaga. So, Australia. So, I think ito yung few times na sa college, magkakaroon na rin tayo agad ng ganitong experiences with Southern Storm Melbourne still on top here by 3 points. Net defense activated. Ma with a drop, challenging her defenders, and that will work.
Great anticipation on the side of Enderun Colleges. Slowly but surely, they're trying to find their footing here in set number 1, starting with their net defense.
Tough serve. And even with a dig by Ramos. Back row hit by Butor. What a dig by Sofia. She has been moving from one point to another. Hannigan will be earning that point coming from the left pin.
Great attempt by Enderun there to set up a block in front of her, but that's just well targeted for Hannigan and just enough power for that off the block hit.
Some setup from the open. First ball secured. Hannigan with a cross. And that still worked.
Hannigan with an off-speed hit. Not sure if intentional or not, but still she was able to get a great angle on that contact.
From the right pin. Hand check will not be granted here for Ma.
Ma attempting to go diagonally, but just a bit too wide for Ma.
From the open. Rebecca was there for that defense, and that was a deep cross from the right pin for their team captain, Matichevsky.
Great sequence on the side of Southern Storm, Melbourne. Perfect sequence, actually. Great execution by Matichevsky.
6-point advantage. And unable to secure that first ball.
Enderun sort of scrambling here in terms of defense, I guess. Having some difficulty trying to catch up with the rhythm that Southern Storm Melbourne is playing at the moment.
So even in their game yesterday, their win, it's really a fast-paced one. You'd see those quick sets, those elevation, and even how the playmaking strategies has been leaving the spikers wide open, just like what happened in that hit by Hannigan.
Hannigan once again with a cross-court hit straight to the libero of Enderun, now extending their lead.
And an ace to even establish the advantage. This serve of the game is brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now. Back-to-back aces. That's courtesy of Isabella Smith in this 10-point advantage. And they take on 16-6.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
Up by 10 points, itong Southern Storm Melbourne, led by players like Rebecca Pocock, even their team captain Isabella Matichevsky, and even some back-to-back aces earlier by Isabella Smith.
We're seeing a much faster playing rhythm here on the side of Southern Storm Melbourne, and Enderun Colleges having some difficulty in trying to catch up as SSM stamps in another attack in their favor.
But if you're Enderun, as much as possible, you don't want to rely on those errors or unforced mistakes rather para sa Australia. They need some executions also. And right on cue, Mao will deliver an ace.
Much needed ace here for the side of Enderun.
They go to the middle, challenging the blockings of Enderun. Hernandez goes to the open. Great dig by Smith in that sequence. Couple of pancake saves. Pretty much pumped up.
That was a great hit. Great drop, rather, on the side of Enderun. Libero asking for a good save, but still, first referee will not grant.
Unfortunately, this time that will sail out for Hanagan, targeting that corner pocket, zone 1 to be specific.
We're seeing a couple of errors here on the side of Southern Storm Melbourne. Let's see if Enderun will take advantage of this.
Just when we talked about it, service sailed out though. Of course, for Southern Storm Melbourne, this is their first appearance here in the tournament, made up from actually a lot of athletes from various schools, universities, and clubs across Victoria. And they've been competing in Victorian Premier League, some state teams, Viper programs with Enderun College in that sequence. Perfect way to go for that down the line hit, courtesy of Salvani. Salvani with that first ball, Mao with that push. And another attack error that will come from Matichevsky.
Attempting for that cross-court hit, but just unfortunately too powerful for Matichevsky that time around.
Actually goes to the middle. Sort of delay from the middle, and that's gonna be monster block for Alba, guarding that net well.
What a block there from Alba. Great height also that they both were able to have on that block. And great anticipation against Southern Star Melbourne.
This is down to a 4-point game. Smith with that first ball, Edgley. And better attack point, better angle, and ball placement for Hanagan from the right pin. That smart powered up play was brought to you by the new Smart Power All 109. Load now.
On net to serve, Hillary Hannigan.
Hanagan attempting to have a powerful serve there, jump serve. Something we don't see often in girls volleyball here. But unfortunately just meets the net.
Actually, some activation from the middle this time. Trying Bamel. That defense presence for Australia.
Great blocking effort for Southern Storm Melbourne. And just too much for the floor defense of Enderun.
Hernandez with a bump set. Top of the blockers, that will work for Thea Botor.
Great call there. And great sequence also by Enderun. Still a 4-point game for them. Let's see if they'll be able to catch up.
Four-point lead for Melbourne, Australia. And some couple of attack errors actually that we've been seeing also for Melbourne, Australia, since they've been trying to target those corner pockets or yung mga end lines. But unfortunately, too much sauce.
Speaking of too much sauce, just a bit too long there on the side of Enderun. Still, SSM is on top, so Enderun will want to lessen their errors from this point on.
Go to the middle. As always, that net defense becoming reliable, but Botor will be scoring from the left side.
Great hit there on the side of Botor. Great setup, great height also, and evaded the tall block of SSM as well.
So yesterday's top scorer for Melbourne, Australia is still not playing inside. Talking about Sammy Pilla. 3-point game. Edgley running attack. That won't work. Hernandez with their own quick. How do you like this?
We're seeing a couple of attack variations from both teams, but still, Enderun is the successful one with a classic quick attack to the unmanned center.
All of a sudden, this is down to a 2-point game. 18 serving 20. Sharp serve. Edgley just trying to go for that 1-2 play. Math from the right pin, unfortunately hitting the antenna.
Just a misset on the side of Enderun, forcing Ma to adjust and tip it back over the net, but meets the antenna.
Hernandez to Ramos once more, won't work. Smith setting it up. And Salvani will be earning that. You like this tandem of Salvani. And together with Botor scoring from the open. And now only down by 2 points. Imagine how Enderun College right now has been gaining a lot of experiences. I know this is just the 2 Caitlin, pero one of their mother tournaments is actually na ASCU. So, laking tulong din talaga to para sa kanila.
That was an attack error for Salvani, which is one of the key players also for Enderun in yesterday's game.
Clearly, it's also the errors of Enderun College. Enderun Colleges, no, hurting them here in the latter part of our first set. Although we've seen some close fights midway, down to a 2-point game. They were down by as much as 6 earlier, pero yung mga errors na yun, hopefully that could be limited here in the first or even in the next set, as Southern Storm Melbourne is only 2 points away in securing the opening set.
We have Smith back on deck, who was the one who contributed 2 aces earlier in the set. Let's see if she can replicate that service.
Underhand set. Ma from the right wing. There was a push from the back row, which was Rebecca, and great challenge for the defense.
Salvani making sure that her team's efforts on defense don't go to waste with that successful cross-court hit.
Shoot set. And Hannigan will be earning that point once more, bringing her team now at set point opportunity 24-20.
Hannigan back in the front line for Southern Storm. And let's see if she will be the one to claim the first set here for Melbourne.
Easy chance as Edgley goes to the middle. But the net touch violation will be called against Bemo. One set point save for the Lady Titans. Edgley. And that down the line wasn't guarded pretty well as Matichevsky will be earning that point for Southern Storm Melbourne, taking on here in set number 1 after that down the line hit. Enderun College is really trying to hang on tight, but it is Melbourne, Australia who will be securing the opening set 25-21.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
F2 Logistics. We'll climb mountains and cross oceans to make sure we move your cargo as fast and safe as possible, because your cargo is our business. F2 Logistics. Let's move now.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
(25-21) as Southern Storm Melbourne just bagged the opening set. Caitlin, your thoughts in that first set wherein we've witnessed actually the unstoppable offense, but also some shaky ending para sa SSM, but we've seen also Enderun Colleges trying to fight back in that latter part.
The girls from Melbourne definitely made their mark early into set number 1, especially with Rebecca Pocock and Hannigan leading the offensive line for SSM. But still, once Enderun Colleges found their footing, they challenged SSM even more, especially as they committed more and more attack errors. But ultimately, it was Southern Storm Melbourne who took set number 1. But let's see if Enderun Colleges have been well adjusted now that we start set number 2.
Seeing our set number 1 statistics in terms of attacks, Southern Star Melbourne with 12 to 8 attack points.
Blocks are same. We didn't see a lot of blocks, but we saw some more aces from SSM.
This set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. We begin in action here for our set number 2. That's going to be courtesy of Rebecca Pocock.
Immediately having an explosive down the line kill once again for SSM.
That's going to be the 4th point of Rebecca in this game. Hernandez shot down, and that confidence after that solid block point by their team captain to make that 6th point for Isabella Matichevsky.
What a block there by the captain from Melbourne, just straight down. And a good confidence booster also for Southern Storm Melbourne.
Mao with a push, still guarded at the net, and there was a net touch for the Lady Titans.
Tried to go for that push, but unfortunately touched the net on her way down.
Strong serve, back set. Ma once more. Barilla was there for that coverage. Cross court won't work. Hawk, that won't work. But that's gonna be an attack error here.
Great hustle for Enderun Colleges and went for that kill attempt, but again touched the antenna.
Actually continues to serve here for SSM. Hernandez, Ramos from the middle, and they will connect.
We saw Ramos also contribute similarly in the previous set, targeting unmanned portions of SSM's court from the middle.
Actually goes to the middle, won't work. Hernandez, a guard at the net. Smith has been guarding consistently, trying to be a threat at the net. Matichevsky picked up by Ramos in that sequence. Great effort for the Lady Titans to keep everything in play. But this time around, Smith will be earning that point.
Commendable hustle there for Enderun, especially with their floor defense, but an even better decision for SSM to finish that rally by going to the middle.
Tough serve. And actually an ace.
We've seen a couple of aces for SSM. They are proving to be a really powerful team in terms of service.
But this time that will not go over for Rebecca. 3-point game. And this is just our day number 2. So we still have a lot of games this week. Will be filled of collegiate volleyball here in the Shakey Super League, and we hope that you could drop by here in the Ninoy Aquino Stadium, grab your tickets. One hand set, they go to the middle. Hernandez. And coming from nowhere, Klein Salvani will be earning that point.
Salvani, one of the very present players here for Enderun, keeping the attack line active also for them.
Hernandez to Alba, and she will earn it. Just like that, deadlock at 6 here. In set number 2. Mini run created here by Enderun Colleges. Edgley back sets and left all alone was Isabella Matichevsky in that sequence. Almost an ace there by Smith. And they overcooked that hit from the back row, which was Botor. And so, Southern Store Melbourne still finding themselves on top 8-6.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Two-point lead for Southern Storm Melbourne here on this ball game. They were able to secure the opening set, but this time around, still the same players. The usual girls playing inside, still creating some damage. We were deadlocked at 6 earlier, but a much needed answer here by El Lama.
Powerful hits here from Ma. That spike just went straight down and she was unfazed by that block set up in front of her by SSM.
Edgley. Bit of delay with a tap from the middle. Attack sailed out this time around. I wonder what the height is of Baker. She's so tall.
Definitely. They're all so tall. And I guess if you're not as tall as them, as a spiker, it can be quite hard to adjust to that height. And that's where off the block hits or off-speed attacks or other attack variations can definitely come into handy. Speaking of attacks, we're seeing quite a lot of attack errors on the side of Enderun. I'm not sure if it's because they're having a hard time adjusting to the tall block, to the tall wall of SSM. They try to send the ball to the corners or on the edge lines, but they'll definitely want to lessen those errors moving forward.
This time, even Steph Baker will be earning a block point here for SSM, reading that pretty well. And a timeout once again will happen here. Coach Dong.
Pag yung nag-error tayo, dire-diretso na naman sila eh. Ang importante kasi diyan, pag nag-error tayo, ma-stop kagad natin at ma-stop din natin sila. Ha? Pag sila ang nag-serve, hindi pwedeng dire-diretso, lumalayo na naman sila. Ha?
Okay, wala.
That huddle was powered by Smart Power All 109. Load now.
Just a reminder for the girls from Enderun na pag nagkamali sila, na bumawi agad. Kasi pag nagkaka-error sila, that's when SSM sort of starts that run of points. That's why they've been able to stay on top here in set number 2.
Tagal-tagal na rin nag-coach itong si Coach Ariel de la Cruz for the Lady Titans in their collegiate rankings. So just really asking for these players to really come and play. To see this various playmaking strategy which will come from Santos. Bump set. Ma from the right pin, and that will work.
That was an effortless hit there by Ma, but given that it was well placed on her side, just going in between the seam of 2 players, successful that time around.
Santos with that chase. Botor not liking it. Miscommunication here. That was Baker and Matuszewski.
Seeing some errors on the side of Southern Storm. Let's see how Enderun plans to take advantage of this, especially since they're the ones playing catch-up here in set number 2.
Running attack. Hit guard by Barilla. Want to play, won't work. Santos. Although that will sail out, great intention for Salvani, just too much sauce.
Lucky break there for Southern Storm Melbourne. They have a chance to widen their lead here in set number 2 if they want to um, double their set advantage.
Duck sailed out. Maybe next time we can ask about the bows or the ribbons of SSM. It seems like every one of them has it.
Maybe it's part of their uniform
Yeah.
as a club.
When you were a player, did you have like
Ribbons.
ribbons or something? Or probably the same hairstyles for some.
Yeah, matching kami lahat ng braids.
Diba? Pag braid.
French braid, boxer braids.
So do you do your own braid or
Yes, ako yung
Oh.
braider sa team dati.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes diba, they talk about that na yung mga behind the scenes na roles ng players.
Yeah.
Yung mga ganun. Seeing that over reception, Alba was able to nail that one in to get that easy bucket or easy conversion here. Over received.
Over received by SSM, but an attacking error, or not even attack, but error on the third touch there by Enderun.
Trying to send the ball over, unfortunately. Committing an error here. 5-point lead. Santos. Baker unable to anticipate that first leather.
Great hit there on the side of Enderun. Also, some great elevation that she had on that hit. No blocks also in front of her.
Tough serve. Edgley. Pocock won't work. Underhand set. Ma from the right pin. And that will not go over.
Great sequence there by Pocock. First getting that touch from the block and seeing that she still had a chance, went for the swing.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
Five-point lead here for Southern Store Melbourne. And even with some new players coming inside, coming off the bench, making sure that they will contribute here for their team. They're up here 16-11. So it's Alana Edgley on deck to serve. Main playmaker in today's game, over received. Salvani was there for that back defense. Botor with that solid hit.
Botor with some great elevation there and some speed also straight to the libero. Couldn't do anything about that. Much needed point for Enderun.
So for the first time, Anastasias is inserted in on this ball game together with Lon. So I think she'll be the main playmaker here. Back row hit.
Went over the line there. Her foot went over the line as she was attempting that back row attack. Another chance for Botor.
They go to the middle. Quick attack will work for Bella Smith.
Smith proving to be a reliable attacker here for Southern Storm Melbourne. That's one of many attacks that we've already seen today from Smith.
And service ace. Everything working out pretty well for Pocock and the rest of the Southern Storm Melbourne in today's game. And even here in the second set, they take control despite that deadlock at 6 earlier. Back-to-back aces. Couple of service aces actually for Rebecca. So almost a complete a new lineup inserted in here for our second set. Even Watson Jones inserted in for the very first time. They got this free will to do so, especially that they're up by 5. Easy conversion from the right pin.
That's the perfect sequence for Southern Storm Melbourne. Bit of a tight set, but still Anastasios was able to hammer it down for SSM.
Lead in her comfortable position, and the opposite side was Anastasios in that sequence. 6-point advantage all of a sudden.
Chance for Enderun to turn things around. It's a 5-point game, but still if they'll want to level the board, as SSM has already taken set number 1, this is the time to do so for Enderun.
No, despite this 5-point advantage for Melbourne Storm, for Southern Storm Melbourne, what do you think can Enderun still do here? How do you think can they still try to adjust here in the second set, knowing that even in the first set, this is also the same thing that even happened?
I think it's anticipation on the side of the net defenders, because if there's no block against a tall team, then more likely than not, they will take the point when they execute that attack that they want. So it's a matter of improving their blocking system, or rather their floor defense if they want to make up for the height disadvantage.
Trying to fool their defenders in that sequence with Lawn outsmarting her opponents in that sequence, and now once again a 6-point advantage. Imagine how deep the bench is for Coach Carlo and the rest of SSM.
Seems like all the new substitutes are contributing comfortably towards the end of set number 2 now. But lucky break there for Enderun.
Even let's also commend the floor defense of Turner for Melbourne, Australia. There's a push. Santos jump sets, taking Bodor, who unfortunately overcooked that hit.
Both are going for that swing, but still Her hit touches the antenna.
Baker with that service. Barilla keeping things in play. Motor with that off speed, unable to get it across.
And that's another attack error on the side of Enderun, really having some difficulty in following through their first two touches. And now SSM on set point.
24-17. You like this service coming from Steph Baker. It's like a short running attack from the service area. Watson Jones, sound work. Running attack by Ramos, denied at the net. A tandem of Smith and Watson Jones.
Great intentions there by Enderun, but even better anticipation on the side of SSM and their net defense, which has been a very present factor here in set number 2, where SSM is claims another set, 25-17.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
F2 Logistics. We'll climb mountains and cross oceans to make sure we move your cargo as fast and safe as possible, because your cargo is our business. F2 Logistics. Let's move now.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
25-21, 25-17. And right now, just up by 2 sets to none is the Southern Storm Melbourne, led by, of course, the playmaking strategies that actually made in the first few sequences, but also, of course, as always, Rebecca Polcock, Hillary Hannigan, and even Steph Baker actually doing damage in that second set.
On the other side of the court, we saw the attacking department of Enderun feel a bit more alive in this set, with the likes of Butor really manning the attacks, especially for the left pin. But still, SSM held their ground, as you can see in the numbers. Despite Enderun having more attacks, they still clinched this set thanks to aces and blocks, and Enderun just committing a few bit more errors than SSM.
This set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now. Seeing that solid hit from the opposite side. Something that we have been looking for ever since the start of this game. And we know that even from the second set, second stringers are actually inserted in. It's now Lon still continuously orchestrating the offense for SSM.
Now back on court for Southern Storm is Pilla, one of the key players, key attackers here for Melbourne. Opened her set here in set number 3 with an attack error, but now that she's on deck, let's see what kind of impact she'll make for set number 3.
And another attack from the opposite side.
We see Enderun Collegiate starting off much better compared to the previous sets. And now they've notched in an ace.
We're also looking for some game changers, and probably that could happen here in the third set with that service ace. Top of the blockers from the open underhand set. That could have sailed out, but that became another conversion here. This time that will come from Salvani.
Salvani performing now as we've expected, with very fast spikes as well from the left wing. And she tends to go long as well, but still catches some fingers.
And now, coming up on top, Salvani with back-to-back conversions here. That smart powered up play was brought to you by the new Smart Power All 109 Load Now.
Block was there for SSM, but just a bit too slow against Salvani.
This is a 6-1 run. Yohan. This time, unlucky break. Much needed point actually, especially in this solid 6-1 run for the Lady Titans.
We're seeing a different lineup here for SSM. Sort of still finding their footing, finding their gel as a team. A new lineup on the court. And Enderun taking advantage of that.
Back-to-back points for Southern Storm Melbourne. 3-point game, but what do you think are the good things that they've been doing here in the first few parts of the third set for Enderun Colleges?
It's clear here in set number 3 that Enderun has been the one dictating the speed of play, the attacks, especially with the likes of Salvani. But in that most previous sequence, I think SSM is more determined to sort of stop the momentum that Enderun is trying to gain.
This is 3 consecutive points. Make that 4-0 run for our international guest team from Melbourne, Australia.
That's another ace on the side of SSM, successfully putting the game at a deadlock.
And it's Van Bemmel. Another cross court, unstoppable in that angle.
Great response there by Enderun with a powerful cross-court hit.
5-1 run. Some adjustments from that setup. Reverse set. Great read for Watson Jones. She knew that that will sail out already.
Great hustle from both teams. Still, set number 3 is tied at 7-all.
It's a 6-1 run for Southern Storm Melbourne. They go to the middle, won't work. Yohan. Salvani once again, block out challenge over. Salvani just leading the way here for Enderun Colleges. Stopping to go for those cross-court kills, this time using the fingertips of her blockers. Sila ang aabante dito, 8-7.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Lion Salvani, 8 points coming from 8 attacks and 4 points all here in the third set. We talked about prior that first technical timeout. She has been targeting those cross-court kills, but in that last point, she was able to earn that point coming from the fingertips of her blockers. But this time, Watson Jones will be earning that one.
Watson Jones with a loaded attack from the left wing. No blockers also to stop that speed from her ball.
Klein Salvani is the top scorer here for Enderun Colleges so far. Hernandez looking for Salvani, who is currently at the back. Parilla to Botor, overcooking that hit.
With that attack error from Enderun, now SSM has put themselves in the driver's seat. And let's see kung tuloy-tuloy na ba to for Southern Storm, or will Enderun regain momentum for them?
They tap. Solid denial for Isabella Smith. And now, forcing Coach Ariel to call for this timeout.
Diba? Kunin mo yung number ni ano. Ikaw, kunin mo yung number niya. O sige, ganun lang. Receive ulit. Pag, gano'n naman, mahaba, di ba? Pasok mo dun sa dulo, hindi yung i-error natin. O, di ba? O, dalawa lang yan. Side out ulit tayo, ha? Pag magbibigay ka ng kick, mabilis. Mabilis ang palo, ha? O, sige, sige.
That huddle was powered by Smart Power All 109. Load now.
Substitution for Enderun. Number 1 out to number 18, Ella.
Of course, Coach Ariel just giving some instructions here for Enderun Colleges. Especially that right now they're trying to play catch up. They were in command by as much as 5 earlier. Not until that 6-1 run by SSM. There was also a net touch violation. Lucky break to call for the timeout.
Great efforts we're seeing from Botor, though. She has been contributing since last set, but now she's chipping in some points for Enderun.
Tor with the first leather. Defense from Salvani from behind. A quick hit. Back-to-back points after the timeout.
Great setup there for Enderun, and rare times that we're seeing a quick attack, but still they executed it really well.
Yon goes to the middle. Corner pocket will work. Bella Smith. There was a nail and net defense present, but also floor defense. Corner pocket will work once again. That was Sammy Pila.
Pila making her mark now in set number 3. You know, she's a very capable attacker, and that was a precise down the line hit she executed.
2-point advantage here for SSM. But so far, Peyton, what did you say about this performance for Enderun College? Just like that, only a 1-point deficit here in the third.
I think they've definitely sort of kept in pace with Southern Storm Melbourne. Here in our set right now, we're seeing a bit more attacks from Botor, Salvani, but also from the middle blockers, putting some variation there and challenging the defense of SSM.
Botor will also not be stopped here in the third set. You like how she has been trying to help Salvani here in the third set. And now we are deadlocked at 12. Yoan goes to the middle. Great defense at the back. Blockout challenge will work.
And I was talking earlier about how when you're up against tall teams such as SSM, one of the best strategies that we really can do is to go for those off-the-block hits, knowing that there's more likely than not to set up a wall in front of you.
This is a 4-0 run, and now they take over the advantage. Now it's 14 serving 12. Lady Titans with his 5 consecutive points. Now, Enderun Colleges down 2 earlier. And now in control of this ball game by 3 points. Santos with that short serve, over received. Santos with that chase. Underhand set. Watson Jones from the back row. Barilla to Botor, denied. Coverage present. Chance here. Yoan goes to the open. Easy conversion there for Sammy Pila.
Sammy Pila, too powerful for Enderun to stop her blocks, just going through that block actually.
I like how Coach Carlo is just very calm on the sidelines and trusting these girls. And serve coming from Yoan. They go to the middle. No hand check will be granted there.
Enderun trying to utilize their middles more, but unfortunately in that sequence, too powerful.
Like those float serves by SSM. Battle at the net. Yoan goes to the middle. And they answer back with his 3 consecutive points. That was Van Bemmel. Santos reverses from the right pin. That will work. And Now it is Enderun Colleges who will be bringing us into our second technical timeout after that solid hit, that down the line kill, bringing their team in this 1-point advantage.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
Back in action here in the Ninoy Aquino Stadium for our second game, 3-game lineup this Monday. Day number 2 already for our 7-game days here in the Shakey Super League Collegiate National Invitational. Sildafic Resobel here with Caitlin Bernal. That was Anastasias, who just scored from the open. Responding after that conversion earlier by Enderun Colleges. That'll be a hit in the antenna.
That's another attack error, this time on the side of Enderun. We've seen a couple of those from previous sets, from both teams actually. But clearly, Daphne, this set has been a bit more intense than the ones before. I think 16-16 was our 6th deadlock of the set. So the momentum really is exchanging between these two teams.
So also a big test. That Smart Powered Up play was brought to you by the new Smart Power All 109. Load now. 2-point game here. Watson Jones, that will work. Battle for that first ball, and that will be an early Christmas gift from Anastasias from the opposite side.
That's Anastasia's 3rd point here in the midway through set number 3.
Hindi na,
Prompting a timeout for Enderun.
Pag mag-session tayo, dahan-dahan lang. Ha? Hindi pwedeng error, sunod-sunod ang error natin. Eh, mahalo yung kalaban natin eh, di ba? Hindi pwedeng mag-ano lang tayo sa error nila. Bawasan natin error natin, patay tayo ngayon. Oh, dito sa dulo ha. Kung sa'yo, Papsi, pag doon binigay, banatan nyo ha. Okay, sige.
That huddle was powered by Smart Power All 109. Load now. Second timeout already called here for Coach Shariel de la Cruz, the head coach of Enderun Colleges. Especially right now that Southern Storm, Melbourne, Caitlin is in command by 3 points. But you already pointed this out earlier that this is a better showing for them here in the third.
Definitely, but still, that was a much needed timeout. As you can see, another point by Anastasias. We're in dangerous territory now if you're Enderun College, because SSM is up by 2 sets and now they're taking in command this 3rd set. So if they would want to extend this game to a 4th set, Enderun College will definitely want to adjust to the playing speed and playing style that Southern Storm is showing us now in set number 3.
Also love to acknowledge the playmaking strategy that Santos did here in the 3rd set. She was inserted in midway or probably in the tail end of our 2nd set, but here in the 3rd, you really feel how she was able to distribute the ball well, activating her spikers, giving confidence with Salvani and of course Votor here on this game. But right now, Southern Store Melbourne only needing 3 points to secure their second victory here in the tournament.
That was a serious error on the side of SSM. A chance for Enderun to still catch up. It's still quite a close match. And if they are able to put this set in another deadlock, then they'll have all the momentum they need to go for a fourth set.
This is a 2-point game right now.
That's going to be an attack error on the side of SSM. Just too much power. And yet another chance for Enderun to turn things around for the team using the attack errors SSM has been committing.
Net defense work here for Enderun Colleges. Still hanging on tight, creating this back-to-back conversions on their side. They need 4 consecutive points here or to create that 6-0 run. If they want to really extend this, Yoan goes to the middle. That will not go over.
Good intentions by Yoan to feed her middle blocker, but an even better block on the side of Enderun, just anticipating that quick attack attempt.
Short serve, a tough one. Yoan. Coverage present here for SSM. And Anastasias will be earning that one.
Anastasia serving to be a spark plug here for the girls in Melbourne. We've seen her chip in a couple of points already.
Now at match point is the Southern Store Melbourne. Santos. But there was 4 hits violation here for SSM. No room for mistakes. Easy over and a chance here to counter for Enderun Colleges. Off speed. Smith with that push. Yoan. Deep cross. Too much sauce on that one. 2 match points saved already for the Lady Titans.
It's 22 serving 24. Line Salvani to serve again.
Struggle in that first ball. Couple of chances given away here for the Lady Titans. Running hit. And that will work. Three match points saved and still alive as the Enderun Colleges. Tough serve, and they continue to struggle in terms of that first ball. Another error here. We're going to the extended set, 24 all after that 4-0 run.
Great hustle here that we're seeing from Enderun, really taking it point by point to put the set at another deadlock. Yet again, 24 all.
And a quick timeout will be called here.
Hey guys, I'm gonna talk to you in Italian now. Calm down a little bit, okay? Relax. Remember basic techniques now on the pass, okay? We clean pass, we side out. That's what we have to do, okay? We play safe, not fancy things. We play simple. All right? Okay?
That huddle was powered by Smart Power All 109. Load now.
Just a much needed timeout on the side of Southern Storm Melbourne. Given that Enderun has successfully caught up to them. Just a bit of reminders on taking it slow, especially on their receives.
Lucky break for SSM in that sequence. This time, that service from Salvani sailed out. Crucial juncture of this ball game. Santos kneeling setup. Yoan. Topilya. Quick swipe. Still alive is Enderun Colleges.
Great read there by one of their key attackers. That was Ma from the middle, seeing the unmanned center up against Watson Jones.
25 all. Yon. That was a quick hit which sailed out, and now it's Enderun Colleges at set point opportunity. A chance to extend this. Yon. Picking Sam in that play. The Lady Titans taking it 1 point at a time. Defense from behind by Anastasias. Sammy off speed won't work. Santos to Botor once again. Kneeling setup there. Sammy. Long rally here. Freebie chance for SSM. They go to the middle. A bit of delay. Botor. Defense from behind. Anastasias with a sharp hit from the back row. Easy chance given away here for Melbourne, Australia. Santos to Botor with that off speed. Nope. Yoan with that miss set. So game is not yet over here. Enderun Colleges snatching this third set.
What a rally that we saw from both teams, but still the grit that Enderun displayed on that sequence allowed them to extend this match onto a fourth set.
Game is not yet over here. 27-25 para sa Enderun Colleges.
Puso Pilipinas, official technical sponsors. Mikasa official ball, A6 official shoes.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
F2 Logistics. We'll climb mountains and cross oceans to make sure we move your cargo as fast and safe as possible because your cargo is our business. F2 Logistics. Let's move now.
21-25, 17-25, 27-25. Enderun Colleges still not yet over here in their second game. Set number 3, we begun an action here. This set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now.
It was a very interesting set here for both teams as we saw Salvani and the rest of the Enderun team sort of command the court early on and notch in a couple of attack points. And if I'm not mistaken, set number 3 reached more than 10 deadlocks, actually, just testament to the intensity of the game. But now let's see if SSM can bounce back from that set loss or if Enderun can take this to a 5th set.
I like that patience, no? Para dito sa Enderun College, led by that massive production by Klein Salvani in the 3rd set. Actually, siya yung naging isa sa mga game changers talaga. At naging malaking tulong din, of course, that floor defense by Barilla, that playmaking strategy also by Santos, just like what's happening here in the 4th. Shut down at the net, Anastasia's leading that net defense.
Anastasias was contributing to SM through attacks last set, but now we're seeing her man the net for Melbourne.
We go to the middle. Aiden, how do you think Santos was able to change the pacing of the game right when Coach Ariel inserted her in that 3rd set as the main playmaker all of a sudden?
I think as a setter watching from the bench, she definitely had sort of a bird's eye view of how her teammates were playing. And then she sort of diagnosed the situation or calculated whatever else that they needed and went from there. And she was very successful as we saw in the latter half of set number 3. So let's see if her team can build on that momentum that they've already gained from set number 3.
Not the best first ball there. Motor. Better setup job there. Better connection.
Great quick hit there by Isabella Smith. Commendable setup also by Johan.
Although miscalculated, that service was Sammy Pella. Do you also like that production or that presence by Anastasia in the 3rd set? She was actually the soul of her team. If you're Southern Store, Melbourne, what do you think needs to be established here in the 4th, Caitlin? Especially after that heartbreaker for them in the 3rd set.
I think it's making use of the advantages that they have. Other than their height advantage, they also have a very powerful lineup of attackers with the likes of Watson Jones, Anastasias, and Smith, who has been contributing since the first set. So just letting them set the pace of the attacks will definitely help in finishing this game from set 4 pa lang.
One reverses, picking Anastasias. She is unstoppable actually from the opposite side.
Great sequence again from Southern Storm Melbourne. But still, set number 4 is at a deadlock at 6-all.
High push. This time they go to the middle. Great save. Attack error here for Pocock.
Wasn't able to read that set to her as quick as she would like. Hitting only the net for that third touch.
Yon with that push. Anticipated by Barilla. So just an exchange of points that we are seeing here in the fourth set. So far, yep, all teams have dropped the set already, with UST earlier winning in 4 sets. For CSB, lost in 4 sets earlier. But it's only UST so far, and Southern Storm Melbourne undefeated in our tournament. But so far, SSM will be taking us into our first technical timeout.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo. Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Of course, later on, coming up next is our final game. Colegio de San Juan de Letran Lady Knights will be going up against one of our international guest teams, Ho Chi Minh City Volleyball Club. That's going to be our final game this triple header Monday. But right now, fourth set still ongoing in the Ninoy Aquino Stadium.
Seems like momentum is still up in the air for both teams to grab. This is probably the fifth or maybe even more deadlock that we've had in set 4 alone. No team has necessarily grabbed momentum yet or claimed that playing rhythm, attacking rhythm rather.
Actually, far different nga to dun sa first 2 sets na nakita natin. For the Southern Storm Melbourne, wherein they were literally just in the driver's seat. You've seen them, just limited errors, I must say. And Santos is outsmarting SSM in that sequence. Went for that 1-2 play.
Early into this game, like what we were talking about, SSM definitely chipped in more attacks and dictated the pace of the game. But now as the errors sort of piled up for both of them, they're trying to see how they can sort of neutralize one another or destabilize the defense of the other.
Back row hit by Anastasia. Still no answer for the Lady Titans.
Anastasia's the spark plug of SSM for sets number 3 and now set number 4. Let's see which one of her teammates will try and supplement her en route to securing their second victory in the tournament.
Anastasia so far with 9 points in this ball game. Just inserted in that third set this time. A monster block, that tandem for Anastasia's and Isabella Smith working pretty well. Santos. And back-to-back block points here.
That's another successful wall built by the very tall girls from Melbourne. On that play was Smith again and Pilla at the very edge of the wall.
This time, Botor earning that point from that sharp cross, better angle, and that ball placement to see that wide empty spot.
All throughout the match, Botor has really been the one adjusting her attacks based on how SSM is moving. But still, with those adjustments, she's still able to keep the speed and the power in her attacks.
8 points for Thea Botor in this ball game. Ball tapped. There was an unfortunate net touch called. That was against Medino.
Medino trying to guard the net, but just got a little bit too close on that play.
Santos to Botor. Over received, but ball is still playable here. Smith. Reverse setup. So a hand check was granted and that massive hit by Rebecca Pocock. Almost an ace there. Yoan reverses Anastasia's this time. Sent back on their end. Botor with that save. Yoan shoot sets. Choosing Pocock once more. Another long rally alert here in the fourth. Smith bump sets. Back row hit. Great reflex for both teams. Easy over by Pelia.
What an effort between both teams, showing off their best attacks and commendable floor defense, and great target there by Enderun to go long to catch the check ball.
Salvani earning that point. Pocock. That won't work. Yoan, one hand set. And chase will not work.
Yoan and Smith have had such a good connection all throughout this game. Even on emergency sets like a one-handed set from Yoan, Smith is able to make the most out of the set.
Santos underhand set. Salvani. That will not go over. Attack error here. 3-point advantage. Full of errors also. And it seems like Coach Carlo wanting Hannigan to be back inside. She has been stretching on the sidelines, but so far, Southern Storm Melbourne still on top of this ball game after that middle hit. 16-12.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
Four-point lead here for SSM at 16-12. But again, during the third set, they were unable to secure the tight and extended set. They look forward to win in 4 sets, but it's going to be difficult knowing that Enderun Collegiate has been fighting on this game.
That was Salvani once again with an explosive hit from the left wing. Nakuha nga ng libero but still wasn't able to control the ball anymore.
Yon. It's going to be a missed set. Catch and throw violation in that sequence. Yon. Also the open won't work. Santos. And beautifully done by Botor in that play.
Botor just powering through that block unfazed by the wall in front of her and hammering it down to inch closer to where SSM is.
Look us back. The team captain, Matichevsky, as well as Edgley. And now they try to be much more energetic and playing. Santos to Botor. That sailed out.
You're seeing a couple of errors once again from Enderun, definitely hurting their chances in trying to level the board once again with SSM, who is still up by 2 sets and is en route to winning the match if they get this 4th set.
Edgley back in orchestrating the offense that will sail out for Pilla. And since we only have 6 teams here in the National Invitationals of our collegiate rankings here, so usually every day since yesterday, it's gonna be 6 consecutive game days. So every day they really have games. So very crucial din yung recovery for all of the teams. They go to the middle. Block point for the Lady Titans.
Much needed block on the side of the Lady Titans. Smith was just ready to hammer it down but was anticipated by the Enderun front line.
Actually activating Pilla. Much needed conversion actually on their side after Sammy failed to nail the attack earlier in. It sailed out, but right now they take control once again in this 1-point advantage. And a gift at the net here for the Lady Titans. Just an exchange of scores.
That was an over-receive from SSM and Enderun taking advantage.
Motor with 10 points already here on this small game. Deadlock at 19. And even the core players of Coach Carlo having a difficult time to respond. Just rise into this occasion. Sammy will take business into her own hands.
That was a clean hit. Kudos to a perfect setup also by Yohan. Nothing Enderun defenders could do.
Actually goes back to Sammy in that play. Won't work. Freebie here for Southern Storm Melbourne. Attack error from the back.
Attempted pipe attack, but Hannigan's hit just needs the white tip.
Now tied at 20 to serve V1.
Hadley with that chase. Sammy Pila will score once more. What do you think changed here in the third and fourth set? Why all of a sudden Melbourne, Australia having a difficult time to be back in their usual fast-paced volleyball that they've been playing even from yesterday's game?
I think Enderun has definitely been a lot more confident in terms of anticipating the plays of SSM. Parang kilala na yung mga gagawin nila. We see Enderun notching in some blocks and some successful attacks from all pins. So seems like SSM is well read already by Enderun.
This time around, clearly SSM having a difficult time to pull away with Enderun College's effort. 21 all. Edgley jump sets. Smith was well guarded. You like this net defense of Enderun. Santos. Access denied. A better confidence after that block point.
It's a much needed point for Smith and the net defense of SSM, not only for the points, but I guess a confidence booster that they need, given that Enderun has really challenged their attacks and their defense in set number 4.
Santos goes to the middle, over received. Wasted chance here for the Lady Titans, and now biggest lead at 2 points here in set number 4 for Southern Storm Melbourne, and a timeout will be called here.
Sige. Okay. Hindi umaabot dito yung set mo eh, kaya walang ibang papaluan si Kleng, kundi ano. Ngayon, saan ka ba? O sige, 1 tayo ha, 1. Dito receive. O, bilis naman pasok. Pag maganda, paluin mo na maganda ha. Okay. Okay. Bawi.
That huddle was powered by Smart Power All 109. Load now.
Let's see what kind of play Enderun will be trying or executing now that SSM is inching closer to match point.
Crucial error there. Handing over Southern Storm Melbourne now at match point opportunity.
Southern Storm Melbourne now at match point. Serving for the match, Bella Smith.
24-21. Santos setting it up to Salvani. Sent back on their side.
Successful block out on the side of Enderun. That's one match point saved. And let's see if we can replicate that run of points that they had in set number 3 and try and extend set number 4.
And for the finish, it's Hannigan earning that point from the left side of the court. Down earlier, but this time it matters in her own hands. Much needed finish here. They will do it. Second win for Southern Storm. Really a tough game. Back-to-back 4-setter matches for us, Caitlin, and you like how Enderun College has really stood their grounds, especially in the third set.
Definitely, they have a talented lineup of attackers who never back down all the way until the end of set number 4, especially in that extended third set. But still, Southern Storm, Melbourne was able to stamp their dominance in our National Invitationals tournament and get their second victory of the tournament.
Congratulations once again for Southern Storm. Melbourne final scores 25-21, 25-17, 25-27, and 25-22.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
F2 Logistics. We'll climb mountains and cross oceans to make sure we move your cargo as fast and safe as possible because your cargo is our business. F2 Logistics. Let's move now.
New Smart Power All. Choose your Unli and your 5 gig app bundle so you can binge, game, or share it all. Plus 10 gig for all apps and 4 gig of 5G data. Power your next side quest with Smart Power All.
25-21, 25-17, 25-27, and 25-22 is our final scores. Winning in 4 sets is our international guest team, Southern Storm, Melbourne. Now, this MVP of the match is brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now.
For our MVP of the match, we have none other than Cleo Anastasias, who definitely served as the spark plug for Southern Storm, Melbourne, especially towards the end in set number 3 and set number 4. Hi Cleo, can you hear us right now? Yes, we just like to ask about set number 3. So you guys were up for most of the time, but still Enderun was able to catch up. But then in set number 4, you really helped gain some important points for your team. So what was going on in your head? What was the mindset that you had towards the end of this match?
I was just really excited to go on the court and play. It's it's been so much fun the last few days just playing, and I think in my mind I just really wanted to bring something onto the court. I wanted to bring enough energy, and I knew that my role was to block, and I hope I achieved that. I think I did. So yeah, that's what was going on in my head.
Yes, definitely. Congratulations. You actually accumulated 10 points from 7 attacks and 3 blocks. So, is there anyone you'd like to greet? Any family back home or other teammates?
Yeah, I wanted to thank my entire family, my friends, my boyfriend, my teammates here, also my teammates back at home in my state team, and my Dandenong Volleyball Club, and my coach Luca at home as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your support and help.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Cleo, and
you.
congrats once again on the
Thank
win.
you so much.
Thank you so much. That was Cleo, our MVP of the match, helping her team out in the second victory. Now let's check out our Smart Powered Up plays brought to you by Smart's Power All 109. Power up your next side quest and get only TikTok or Facebook calls and texts. 10 gigs, 10 gig for all apps and more. Switch and load now. And set number 1, as what we mentioned earlier, Caitlin, actually first 2 sets natin, they were literally in the driver's seat. They were up by as much as 8 points on that one, but you also felt the presence of their team captain to secure the opening set, which was Isabella Matichevsky. Of course, that ball distribution by Edgley worked out pretty well.
Definitely. You also saw some contributions from Hanagan, especially in the first few parts of set number 1. But at the same time, dito na natin nakita yung contributions ni Salvani and Botor for Enderun.
And when we reached our set number 2 this time around, we've also felt the presence of Rebecca Pocock of the SSM, wherein she chipped in 5 points in set number 2. Some also experimental substitutions that happened here for Coach Ariel for the Enderun colleges, but still they were struggling. They actually failed to take control of the pacing despite the contributions of Ma, Alba, and even Salvani in set number 2.
Yes, but despite that, we started to see that they were gaining some momentum, gaining some footing, and that brings us to set number 3, where SSM continued to sort of up the intensity, but still, but now Enderun was able to match that intensity. We saw a couple of deadlocks all throughout the set, thanks to contributions on the attack by Botor, Salvani, and great ball distribution as well by Santos, who was fielded in by Coach Ariel later into the set.
The game changer was Santos. The second playmaker became part of the starting 6 in the third and fourth set, which resulted to an extended set 3, 27-25. But come that fourth set, we thought we're gonna have an extension or 5-setter match. It's because it was just an exchange of points in our fourth set. But this time, we've also seen the consistency of the play-making strategies of Edgley. We also saw that move by Coach Carlo to insert back in his usual players who were part of the starting 6.
Definitely, and this is where we saw our MVP of the match, Cleo Anastasia's help SSM really lock in that momentum for the fourth set, and ultimately making it quite difficult for Enderun to catch up towards the latter half of the set.
So Southern Store Melbourne winning in 4 sets over Enderun Colleges, seeing our final numbers in this ball game.
But still, it was really a great fight between both of these teams. Both have collected 40 attacks each, but still, the girls from Melbourne dominated in the blocking department, 10 versus 3, and on the aces 7-4. And like what we were talking about, Daphne, the errors were definitely a player also in this game, with SSM committing 40 and Enderun committing 43, and a lot of those we saw were definitely from the service errors and the attack errors that they weren't able to limit until the fourth set.
Congratulations once again for Southern Store Melbourne bagging their second victory, winning in 4 sets. Coming up next, it's our final showdown. It's going to be between Ho Chi Minh City Volleyball Club going up against Colegio de San Juan de Letran. Don't go away.